दान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चक्कु दान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति होते अविद्या विनाशायते प्रेम भक्ति होते अविद्या विनाशायते बेरे गाय जंगार चरित श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु लोकना लोकेर जीवन हाँ प्रभु करो दया दया मोरे पर छाया तुआ परे लोइनो चरना एरे जाश गुशुक्ति बुबाना हा हा प्रभु करो दया हे हमरे पर छाया शिला प्रभुपाद पतित पावना शिला गुरुदेव पतित पावना जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव The lotus feet of Sri Guru are the treasure house of unalloyed prem bhakti. Worship those lotus feet with great care. By the mercy of Sri Guru, O brother, one can cross over the material universe and attain Sri Krishna. Make the words emanating from the lotus mouth of Sri Guru one with your heart, and do not aspire for anything else. Attachment to the lotus feet of Sri Guru is the greatest attainment. By his mercy, all desires are fulfilled. He who gives the gifts of transcendental vision is my master birth after birth. He manifests divine knowledge within one's heart. From him, prem bhakti emanates, and by him, ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his exalted character. Sri Guru is an ocean of mercy, the friend of the fallen, and the life and the soul of everyone. O Master, please be merciful, and give me the shade of your lotus feet. At your feet I have surrendered. May your fame now be proclaimed throughout the three worlds. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Gaur Premananda.
Page 39. Vaishnava Thakura Jaya Rasagara Rase Karuna Kori. O He Vaishnava Thakura Daya Rasagara Rase Karuna Kori. Jaya Parachaya Choro He Amare Tomara Charana Dhori. Jaya Vegadomi, Jaya Dosha Shori, Jaya Guna Deho Dase. Jaya Sata Sangha, Deho He Amare. Jaya Sata Sangha, Deho He Amare. Vasechi Sangera Se. O He Vaishnava Thakura Daya Rasagara Rase Karuna Kori. Ekaki Amara Nahi Paya Bala Harinama Sankirtane. Tumi Kripa Kori Sharabindu Diya. Tumi Kripa Kori Sharabindu Diya. Deha Krishna Namadhane. O He Vaishnava Thakura Daya Rasagara Rase Karuna Kori. Krishna se tomara Krishna dite paro tomara sakati ache. Ami to kangala Krishna Krishna bole. Ami to kangala Krishna Krishna bole. Jai taba pache pache. O He Vaishnava Thakura Daya Rasagara Rase Karuna Kori. O He Vaishnava Thakur Jaya Vaishnava Thakur. 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 Do you want us to read translations or continue?
I would love a translation.
Okay. O Vaishnav Thakur, you are an ocean of mercy. Being compassionate upon this servant, purify me by giving me the shade of your feet, of which I take hold. Help me to subdue the 6 urges and purify my 6 faults. Bestow upon this servant the 6 qualities of a devotee, and give me the 6 kinds of a devotional association. I am waiting in hope of attaining your association. Alone I do not have the strength to perform Harinam Sankirtan. Being kind and giving me 1 drop of faith, bestow upon me the priceless treasure of Krishna Nam. Krishna is yours, so you have the power to give Krishna. I am only a beggar running behind you, calling out, Krishna, Krishna. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Someone for Nitai?
Page 68. Page 70. Page 70. Emon Sachiranandana Bine Emon Sachiranandana Bine Emon Sachiranandana Bine Emon Sachiranandana Bine Prema Bolinam Ati Adbhuta Shruta Haitakar Kane Prema Bolinam Ati Adbhuta Shruta Haitakar Kane Shri Krishna Namera Saguna Mahima Ke Bajanaita Shri Krishna Namera Saguna Mahima Ke Bajanaita Brinda Vipinera Mahamadhurima Pravisha Haita Kara Eman Sachiranandana Bine Eman Sachiranandana Bine Eman Sachiranandana Bine Sachiranandana Bine Ke Bajanaita Radhara Madhurya Rasa Jasa Chamatkara Naita Radhara Madhurya Rasa Jasa Chamatkara Tanrayanu Bhava Satvika Vikara Bhanu Bhava Gochara Chilo Vakara Sachiranandana Bine Sachiranandana Vine. Sachiranandana Vine. Sachiranandana Vine. Braje je vilas rasa maharasa prema parakiya tatva. Gopira mahima vyavichari sima. Karavagati chilo eta. Emon Sachiranandana Vine. Sachiranandana Vine. Emon Sachiranandana Vine. Emon Sachiranandana Vine. Dhanya Kali Dhanya Nitai Chaitanya Parama Karuna Kari. Dhanya Kali Dhanya Nitai Chaitanya Parama Karuna Kari. Vidhi Agochara Ji Prema Vikara. Prakashe Jagata Bhari. Emon Sachiranandana Vine. Sachiranandana Vine. Emon Sachiranandana Vine. Emon Sachiranandana Vine. Uttama adhama kichu na bhachila jachiya dile ka kola. Adhama kichu na bhachila kahe premanande mona gauranga. Kahe premanande mona gauranga. Antare dhariya dala. Emon Sachiranandana Vine. Emon Sachiranandana Vine. Emon Sachiranandana Vine. Emon Sachiranandana. Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hari. Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hari. Jaya Nitai Chaitanya Nitai Chaitanya Nitai Chaitanya Gaura Hari. Hari Bol 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 Hari Bol. Except for the son of Mother Sachi, who could have heard about that extraordinarily wonderful thing called prem? Who could have announced the glorious qualities of the holy names of Sri Krishna? Who could have entered the supreme sweetness of the forests of Vrindadevi? Who could have told us about the wondrous glories of the exceedingly sweet transcendental mellows that Sri Radha experiences? Who could have understood what she experienced, or her ecstatic bodily transformations? Who could have thoroughly understood the amorous pastimes of Vraj, the great Ras Leela, the fundamental truths of paramour love, Parakiya Prem, the glories of the gopis, and the limits of spiritual emotions? By bestowing the greatest mercy, Sri Nitai and Sri Chaitanya have made this blessed age of Kali supremely glorious. They have filled the world with revelations of Prem and its transformations, which are beyond the comprehension of even Lord Brahma. Without discriminating between the elevated and the fallen, they freely embrace everyone. Premananda says, embrace that Gauranga within your heart. This song is based on a verse written by Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati in the Chaitanya Chandramrita. Chandra Amrita. Chandramrita. Yes. Is there anyone who would like to sing for Radha Krishna, a bhajan? I can sing another one. There's no other options. I'll be the last resort. No problem. You know Radha Krishna bhajan? Oh, would you like to sing a bhajan for me? Please. Please. Any bhajan, please. Sorry. Do you want to sit here? I'll sit with you guys. No, you're singing after, don't worry. You're not getting out of this. Here, we'll share. How about Radha Krishna Pranamura?
123. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Radha Krishna Pranamura Jugala Kishora Jivane Marane Gati Arana Himora Shama Gauri Ange Jivachua Chandane Raganda Chamara Dulabo Kave Heri Mukha Chandra Shama Gauri kave. Haribo mukha chandra. Gatiya malati mala. Dibajo argale. Adhare tuliya dibo. Karpura tambule. Gatiya youthful divine couple, Sri Sri Radha Krishna, are my life and soul. In life and in death, I have no shelter other than them. On the banks of the Kalindi Jamuna River, in a Kadamba grove meant for amorous sporting, I will seat them both upon a jeweled throne. I will anoint their dark and golden limbs with sandal paste, scented with chuya, and then fan them with a chamara. Oh, when will I behold their moon-like faces? After stringing together garlands of malati flowers, I will place them around both their necks. I will then place tambula betel flavored with camphor in their lotus mouths. On the order of Lalita, Vishaka, and the other Sakis, I will serve their lotus feet. Narottam Das, servant of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, yearns for service to the divine couple. Gaur Premanandi.
Can you use the harmonium? No? Okay. Cortados. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura
So, back there, what's your name? Alina. You've been here before, haven't you? No, you look so familiar. Alina, how did you hear about the temple?
So I am very interested in exploring other cultures, and I found it online. So thank you for having me here.
You're most welcome. Okay. You don't know anything about Krishna consciousness from before today? Okay, good. I feel better when I speak and the person doesn't already know what I know. Okay, so Elena, right?
Yes.
So what we generally do at the beginning of the class is, and you've never chanted Hare Krishna before? Wow. Okay. So what we generally do at the beginning of the class is we utter an invocation prayers to call for the presence of our gods and goddesses, disciplic succession of self-realized souls so that they can make the meeting successful. Okay. So Elena, you can either come along with us with the Sanskrit words or just look at the English as you like. Thanks. Agyanam timirandasya Gyananjana salakaya Chaksurun militam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Nama Gurave Gaudachandraya Radhikaya Twadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namah Yang Pravrajantam Manupetam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virahaka Taruajuhava Putreti Tanmayataya Taravo Benedos Tang Sarvabhuta Hridayam Muni Manatosmi Bhaktya Vinay Aparada Lakshay Chiptasya Kamadi Tarangamaje Kripa Maitram Sharanam Prapadyam Brinde Namaste Charanarvindam Tavaivasmi Najivami Tambina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tam Nayamam Charanantike. Now the pink paper. Kripayati Yadi Radha Padita Shishabadha Kemapadavashishtam Pushtimaryadeyo Yadi Vadati Chakinchit Smeraha Soditas. Can you make this louder? Shama Sundar Shikanda Shekhara Smeraha Samurali Manohara Radhika Rasikamam Kripanidhe Swab Charana Kinkari Karu Prananatha Vrishabhanu Nandini Srimakabjara Salola Satapada Radhika Padatale Kritastitam Tam Bhajami Rasikendra Shekhara Samvidaya Dashane Trinam Vibo Parthaye Brajamahendra Nandana Astu Moham Tavati Ballabha Janma Janmani Mariswari Priya. Okay, so first I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Asto to the Sat Shishiman, Shilabhakti Vedanta, Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Asto to the Sat Shishiman, Shilabhakti Vedanta, Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Shishimad Bhakti, Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, to our grandfather gurus, Shishimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, and Sri Shrimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, to all of his divine associates, and to all the assembled devotees, and to the assembled devotees, Diksha Gurus or initiating Gurus, who are my Shiksha Gurus, or instructing Gurus, Sri Shrimad Bhakti Vedanta Madhav Maharaj, Sri Shrimad Bhakti Vedanta Pan Maharaj, and Sri Shrimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Maharaj. So I'm very happy to see you all today, except for Elena, who's new. You've all become quite regulars, and I'm so happy to see that. So, as you know, the Sunday program is, I would say, at least half questions and answers, with some introduction at the beginning. So I want to introduce us by telling 3 histories from ancient times. The first is that this was hundreds of thousands of years ago. I know what you're learning in school is that there's only 8 men then, or maybe only, what do you call those little, just little aquatics or something. But according to the Vedic culture, we're actually going down instead of coming up. In ancient times, men had very long lives, thousands of years, and a much greater intelligence in general. But here's what happened. There was a great sage named Asta Vakra. Vakra means kind of like crooked or bent, and Asta means 5. Why did I say that? 8. So this saint was bent in 8 places, and that's how he walked also. He was also very ugly, so he was quite a sight, and anybody who saw him would laugh. So this day, he was on his way to a great assembly of saintly persons, and the head was the king of the country. His name was King Janak. And so when he came into the assembly, looking forward to hearing some advanced wisdom. Now he was very advanced. Although he was all crooked, he had realized his soul and the soul's difference from the body. Just like there's a difference between my cloth and my body, I would be silly to say I'm this cloth. And if you insulted me by calling me a white cloth, then I would just have to laugh. Wouldn't be insulted. So, similarly, there's a difference between myself and my body, and myself and my mind, because the soul is eternal, and the thoughts are as variegated and quickly changing as grass, that many. At every moment I have a new thought. I like this, I hate this. I like him, I hate him. This is a good thing, this is not a good thing. Just constantly changing. I'm happy, I'm sad. So, we're not this body and we're not this mind. So this sage knew that. He didn't only know it like I know it intellectually, but he actually realized that he could experience his soul. But when he came into this assembly, everybody burst out laughing. And then he burst out laughing even louder. So they started talking amongst themselves. Okay, we're laughing, but why is he laughing even louder than us? So they asked him, and he said, I'm laughing because I thought that I was coming to an assembly of saintly persons. But I see that I've come to an assembly of shoemakers, because shoemakers, they're only interested in leather and skin, the type of hard leather, soft leather, old leather, young leather, ugly leather, beautiful leather. So you're only concerned with my body, and you don't see my soul at all. So that's why I'm laughing, because I was fooled by coming here in your assembly. And then, but the king, King Janak, he was extremely saintly. He was the father of Sita. If any, I know most of you are familiar with the Ramayana and the incarnation of God, Lord Ram. So his father-in-law, his consort's father, is this Janak Maharaj. And so he immediately was so impressed by what this sage just said that he came quickly off of his throne, offered his obeisances, bowed down to Astavakra, and put him on his throne and worship him, because he could understand who I can respect and follow and learn something about myself from. Then there's another history, and this is about another king. And his name was King Harish Chandra. And Harish Chandra was a very, very, unlike today, he was a very, very truthful king. And he was also very charitable. So he'd give vast wealth in charity. And he could never tolerate a lie. So one day, this great sage named Viswamitra, he was thinking, that's really great that he speaks the truth all the time, but this isn't real truth, because he's not really a king, and his name isn't really Harishchandra. So I want to do something for him, because according to his destiny, that same Lord Ram, the incarnation of God, Krishna, he's going to be coming in the future, and Harishchandra is supposed to be in his dynasty as one of the great kings. But he's not fit for that right now. So, is that door closed? Yes, it is. Okay, I don't know what to do. So, this sage, Viswamitra, decided, I have to do something for his spiritual welfare. So, sages generally have mystic powers. They can get something from another planet, or they can become lighter than a feather and fly. They can become very heavy and no one can move even their toe. So he had that power. So Visvamitra appeared in the dream. He was actually there, not just like a dream. But he appeared in the dream of Harishchandra one night. And in the dream, he said, "You are an excellent king. You're very truthful. You never tell a lie. You don't tolerate lies. You're very charitable. So I want something from you." And so the king, in his dream, said, "Yeah, of course. Whatever you want, I'll give you." So Visvamitra said, "I want your whole kingdom." "Of course, you can have my whole kingdom." And then when he awoke, he forgot the dream, as most of us do. And so Visvamitra came to see him the next morning and said, "Do you remember the dream you had last night?" "Well, sort of. You gave me your whole kingdom." "Oh, okay, so now I want your kingdom." So in the Vedic culture, ancient Indian spiritual culture, where the oldest scriptures come from about real truths of life, according to the Vedic culture, if someone gives to somebody else in charity, then you have to top that off with a monetary donation. Otherwise, it's not complete. You seem to know this history. Good. So, okay, I can give you my kingdom. All right, now the kingdom is mine, but now you have to give some coins, some gold coins. All right, because in the Vedic culture, there's different divisions of society. And the Kshatriyas, or the administrators, kingly class, they're supposed to serve the spiritual class called the Brahmins, or scholars. Not scholars like today, but real scholars who know the truths of life, know the history of the universe, not like speculators of today. So he said, "Okay, I want 10,000 gold coins." So Harishchandra said, "Treasurer, bring me 10,000 gold coins for this sage." "Nope, this is my kingdom. It's my treasurer. You can't ask him for anything." "All right, then I'll borrow the money." "No, you can't borrow any money from anyone in my kingdom. You'll have to get money elsewhere." "All right, well, but everywhere is your kingdom," because everywhere was Harishchandra's kingdom. So the sage said, "There is a place. That place is called Kashi. Kashi is in India, and it's understood that even though Kashi is in this world, apparently, it's actually situated on the trident of Lord Shiva. It's Lord Shiva's abode. So you can go there and you can sell yourself and your wife and your son. His wife's name was Saibya, and his son's name was Rohitasva. All right, so go and do that. So they couldn't take any conveyances because everything belonged to the sage. So they walked very, very long days and days. And they finally reached Kasi. And the ex-king was calling out, "Does anybody want to, I want to sell myself, my wife, and my son. Does anybody want to purchase us?" So nobody said yes, except there was one man who was the owner of a crematorium. He said, "Yes, I'll purchase you, and you'll have to work in my crematorium as the director of the crematorium." Okay, so because he's so truthful, now he's thinking, I am the director of the crematorium. My name was Harishchandra and I was the king, but now this is my identity, fixed in the truth. So then his wife, Saibya, she was sold to a very, very cruel person. She and her son. So the same Viswamitra, who has mystic powers and wanted to help his disciple Harishchandra, he made a snake. You know how when I'm thinking of some cheating, like I think of immediately what AI is really great, but what it can do, which is very sinister, potentially, is it can make an AI thing of me and have me saying something opposite of what I believe and get me in a lot of trouble. Anyway, so he had such mystic powers that he made a snake bite the son and kill him. So then there was Saibya with her dead son. She approached her new owner and he said, I've already paid for you. I'm not going to give you any more money for anything. You'll have to figure out how to get your son to a crematorium. So it just so happened that the weather was very bitter that night. It was raining and hailing and it was dark. So she wandered off with her son. It's a real story. It's not a story. It's a real history. So she wandered off with her son, her dead son, in her arms, wrapped up in her veil. And she went to the same crematorium that her husband was directing. And she begged, please bury my son. And so he didn't know who she was at that moment because it was very dark and haily, windy. He said, all right, but I'm sorry, you can't do it without paying. She said, well, I don't have any money. All I have is the other half of my veil. All right, give that. And then all of a sudden there was a lightning bolt. And for a moment it was light out. So then he could realize, that's my wife, Saibya. And he started weeping, especially when he saw his dead son. But he's trying to be truthful. So she's not actually my wife anymore, so I really do need to charge her. And so he was in a complete dilemma, like, who am I? What am I? Why am I? And in that moment, Viswamitra appeared with Lord Brahma, who is the secondary creator of this universe. The universe doesn't happen, as we're learning from our teachers, from a big bang. And then who made the bang? Who made the chemicals that made the explosion? And it didn't happen from mixing the primordial soup, because who's doing the mixing? He's got to have a good brain in order to make all those lizards and everything come out, amoebas. So everything has a creator. Even, what do you call those sprinkler systems? Has a creator, a company. So what does Speak of the Rain? That certainly has a company. It has the Supreme Lord, Krishna, and his company of a demigod of the rains. So then what happened? So Viswamitra appeared along with Brahma and also Yamaraj, who is the god of death, who gives the results of people's good and bad activities in their next life. Otherwise, why is one person born with a silver spoon in his mouth and another person born in the streets, very poor, or kind of mutilated? There are people like that. When we went to feed the homeless a couple of years ago, there was a lady all of her things were in the wrong place. So that's also from previous life's activities. So then Visvamitra said, "Son, come back to life." And Rohitasva immediately came back to life. And he said, "King, now you're the king again. The test is over. And everything is back as before. But now you have self-realization. Now you know that no one can speak the truth in this world." Like if I say to you, you young man with the reddish-brown shirt, what's your name?
Prasid?
Is it really?
Yeah.
It never was, it was proceed for many lives and will be? Again, is that the name of your soul?
I don't know about that.
Right, so you can't really speak the truth. Once Gurudev called on he became a sannyasi later, but he was a brahmachari then. She said, "You there, what's your name?" He said, "My name is, what's his name? Govinda Bhakata." "Really, is that your name?" He said, "No, Govinda Bhakata Das means I'm the servant of Govinda, Krishna, or Krishna's devotees. I'm the servant." "Really, is that your name, the name of your soul?" No. So no one knows how to tell the truth. But now you become self-realized, and now you can be a king, so that in the future you'll be able to appear in the dynasty of Lord Ram as another very famous king. So somebody might ask, this is a terrible history. Why would that sage be so mean to do that to his disciple? So in fact, because Gurudev told us the history, and then we wanted to put it in one of the introductory books. And I said, people are complaining that this should not be in the book. It sounds too mean. So he said, well, this king would have had to endure many, many lives of suffering, but because of the sage, and he just made it short, just in a few moments, he became self-realized. So that was that history. Then there's one more, and this is another sage named Yajnavalkya. So Yajnavalkya had 2 wives. One's name was Maitreyi, and one's name was Katyayani. And they were doing very well together, and they were lucky to have such a spiritually advanced husband. And then when he got very, very old, and it was time in the Vedic culture for an old man to leave home and go to the forest and meditate and become self-realized, to renounce. You don't just stay in material life till the fag end. So he called his 2 wives together and he said, "You are my dear, darling wives. And now I want to go to the forest and meditate on the Lord. But I want to give you something. I want to give you both something. I've given you many children and many cows and a vast amount of wealth. So I want to split it and give half and half to you. And then I want your permission to go to the forest." So Katyayani, is somebody speaking? Sorry. Yes, you are my dear husband, and I want you to be happy. I want you to realize yourself. So I like that arrangement. Now you can go. But then Maitreya, or Maitreyi, she said, well, I have a question. You're free to go, but please first answer this question. So you're giving it up now. You had vast amount of wealth. You had so many cows, so many good children. Well, why do you want to leave it all? If it made you happy, then why would you want to leave it? So obviously, none of this made you happy. So how do you expect it to make me happy after you leave? And then he said to her, you are my real wife. You are my real devoted wife. So those are some instances for which act as lessons. I don't think I have to give the moral of the story. I think you're all very intelligent and you got it all. So now we're going to turn to the Q&A section. So you can ask about these histories, or you can ask about anything. Any philosophical question that you might have been thinking about, like what's life? Why are we all here? Or some personal question, some personal life question. I try so many times to have good husbands, and it just one divorce after another. So any kind of question.
Hare Krishna.
Tripurari.
Didi, how you doing? My question is, who is the 8th and the 9th incarnation of Vishnu?
Can this be a little bit softer? Less reverb. Yeah. So who is the 8th and 9th? Vishnu out of what? Like there are 10 pastime incarnations.
Correct.
And then there are another number is 26. There are 26 of another group of incarnations. Why are you asking that abstruse question?
Because as I've searched in different, for instance, you ask ChatGPT, ChatGPT says the
Can you
8th
get first
incarnation
canto?
is Krishna and the 9th incarnation is Buddha. So I don't think that's correct. I don't know. That's why I'm asking you, who is the 8th and the 9th incarnation of Vishnu?
Well, if we're talking about the 10 pastime incarnations, then Buddha is the 9th incarnation because he appeared not that long ago. According to the scriptures, he appeared around 2,600 years ago. And then there's a future incarnation called Kalki. And Kalki is the 10th. And he's coming in 427,000 years from now. Because this age is the age of Kali. It's called Kali Yuga. Yuga means age. And it started 5,000 years ago. It's called the Iron Age. Previous ages were the Golden Age, the Silver Age, the Copper Age, and we're in the Iron Age now. There's a verse about the qualities of mankind in this age. And that is, just looking in the 3rd canto, actually these are different. This is the 26th. Oh, okay. In the beginning of Kali Yuga, the Lord will appear as Lord Buddha. So this is 5,000-year-old literature. And Lord Buddha appeared about 2,600 years ago. So it's foretold that in the beginning of Kali Yuga, the Lord will appear as Lord Buddha, the son of Anjana, in the province of Gaya, even where he'll appear, just for the purpose of deluding those persons who are envious of the faithful theist. That is, deluding them means like he pretends that he's all for the atheists. You're worshiping God, don't worship God, worship me. But he's also an incarnation of God. And they weren't really worshiping God. They weren't really following the Vedas. They were misusing part of the Vedas, which talk about animal sacrifice. If you want to eat meat, then you can do it once a month. You have to be there when the animal is killed, and you have to whisper in the ear of the animal that just as I'm now killing you and eating you, in the future you can come back and kill and eat me. So gradually the person, like, what am I doing? And you have to meditate that Vishnu is also present. So gradually you get purified. See, because most of the Vedas deal with elevation and are meant for different classes of mankind. But some of them are meant for those in the mode of ignorance. And that's the one that talks about animal sacrifice. And then I wonder if it talks about the 10th. Anyway, Kalki is coming at the end of this age, after 427,000 years. And he will kill all the demons, all the man-eating demons, all the demons. And then he will usher in a new age of goodness, where people live for 100,000 years and they're all, living a pure life, more than we can imagine. So, does that answer it? And before Buddha, where'd it go? Oh yeah, this one actually deals with the 26 incarnations, sorry. But before Buddha is Krishna and Balaram come. That's 5,000 years ago. Just before Kali Yuga starts. But why would you be looking that up?
I was in the library and I was looking for books and I came across the Srimad Bhagavatam, and in the same section there were other books that were written by some swamis or some gurus.
Why don't you read the Srimad Bhagavatam that's written by who you know to be self-realized souls?
Well, this
and
was
we'll give
also
it
what
as it is.
ChatGPT told me. I don't know how I came across this information. I just wanted to make sure that this information that I'm consuming is correct.
Can I ask why you go to ChatGPT instead of the actual scriptures that you know from disciplic succession are giving it as it is?
Well,
like for example,
I'm sorry to interrupt, Didi, but I have a hard time reading, and ChatGPT reads to me everything that it
audio?
archives. Correct.
well, you'll be happy to know that there are audio books of Prabhupada's books and Srila Gurudev's books.
Yeah, I have the index. Sita put it on my computer. Now I remember.
Yeah, and it's very nice,
Yes,
and
yes. Thank
some of them are even very dramatic. Srila Prabhupada's Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila, what was that? Chaitanya Bhagavat, Vrindavan Das Thakur. So you have everything in the right line. Like in his introduction, thank you for coming, Hare Krishna, welcome. Is there pillows for them? Where are we? You've been here before, haven't you? No? I don't know, all the new ones look familiar today. You're all sisters and brothers, or what? Friends. How did you find out about the temple?
Search online.
Online. You searched for...
One of my friends suggested.
You're from India, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you were looking for something Vedic, Krishna conscious. Have a seat.
Thank you.
1 second. So, So Prabhupada wrote in the introduction, you know Bhagavad Gita, right? You all three? So in the introduction to his Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada writes that there's about 600 translations of Bhagavad Gita with various interpretations, but none of them have made devotees of Krishna. Like, for example, one Bhagavad Gita, the ex-president of India, Nehru, he made a Bhagavad Gita where he interprets Krishna as Krishna represents the doctor, and the Pandavas represent the patients, or Krishna represents the mind, and the Pandavas represent the senses. There are 5 senses. So but if it's Bhagavad Gita as it is, then Krishna's real mission, Krishna himself, comes through without any covering. Follow? So you have everything there in Gurudev's books. There's Siddhanti Maharaj, Tridandi Maharaj, and others. Okay, yes? Is Lord Jesus considered an incarnation? Lord Jesus, depends what you mean by incarnation. Lord Jesus is a pure devotee, and as he said, he's the Son of God, but we're all sons of God. But he was a good Son of God who didn't do things that were unbeneficial for their self. So, yeah. And he lives on one of the heavenly planets. And our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, appreciates him very much. I mean, in his humility, he said, I'm not qualified to touch his lotus feet. But when he came, the people were not very receptive. And so he told them that there's so many more things that I could tell you, but you wouldn't be able to bear it. So he said, there is a kingdom of God. He is the Father. We all have to be about the business of our Father. So that's like a pocket dictionary worth that he told. But because that's what the people could understand. Whereas when Krishna came, and he's speaking to Arjuna, or his other pure devotees, in a very advanced Vedic civilization, he said, now I'm telling you everything, because you're my friend and my devotee, and so you can enter into the mysteries of my science. I'm sorry that you all came towards the end. The program actually starts at 11:15, and then we have kirtan, bhajans, then a class, question, answer, and then a big feast. So I hope you'll come back and earlier. Do you have any questions? No? No? Okay, yes? Madhu Mangal? Oh. Elena, do you have any questions?
Actually, I do have a question.
Okay, guess first.
Thank you. My question is...
Oh. Gadagraja, he'll give you a battery.
Okay. I can speak up if you
All
would
right,
like.
sure.
It's okay, she'll repeat the question.
I'll repeat it, yeah.
My question is, where does fear and anxiety come from, and how can we learn to make it go away?
Very good question. So that's a real life question. She's asking, where does fear and anxiety come from, and how do we make it go away? So fear is due to several things, like not knowing, like the unknown, fear of the unknown, or fear of the known, that somebody's after me. There's actually only 3 stages that we go through in the material world. The first is hankering for something that I don't have. And then the next stage is fear that I'm going to lose it, or lamentation that why did I want that thing anyway? And then another lamentation after I lose it, or an emotional momentary relief that I don't have that anymore. And then immediately hankering. So it comes from basically like if you're having a dream, and during the day you're thinking of a gold and you're thinking of a mountain. So in your dream, the mind may combine that and you'll dream of a golden mountain. Or you may dream of a really scary one that I'm falling off a mountain. But then as soon as you wake up, oh, everything's all right. So fear is due to something imaginary scaring you. And that is a constant because we're imagining that I am this body and everything in relation to this body is mine, which makes me afraid of dying, growing old, getting poor, losing a boyfriend, or whatever the case may be. Because the body is destined to experience 3 kinds of miseries. Miseries of the body, that is, it's too hot or too cold. Miseries caused by other living entities, like my boss or like a mosquito. And then miseries caused by nature. It's raining. So there's always at least one of those miseries. So because I identify with something false, illusory, and destined to cause any one of the miseries, therefore I'm afraid. Anxiety is also not knowing what the future will bring. There's one verse in our Srimad Bhagavatam, which it's a real nice verse. Bayam dvitiya binibe nitasyat etadapasyasya viparjayo smriti. So fear and anxiety is due to a dualistic conception of life. That is, there's only one truth, and that is the Supreme Lord. There's nothing outside of Him. We are His parts and parcels. He is our protector, our friend, and we're safe because we're not destined to suffer what the body is destined to suffer. But forgetting that, forgetting our constitutional position, and thinking there's something outside of Him, and that could be anything, therefore I'm afraid and anxiety. So, just like, here's my hand, it's facing the light, and so it's in the light. Now my hand is facing away from the light, and you can see under my hand, it's in the shadow. Similarly, because we're part and parcel of Krishna, our real constitutional position is to serve Him, just like my hand's constitutional position is to serve the body, the stomach, for example. Not just put the food in this hand, because then both of them just wilt. So, but when I forget that and think that I just want to serve myself, like, okay, give me the food, then I just wither. So when we remember the Lord, that's why we chant Hare Krishna, because it's the recommended process in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy to realize the Lord. In other ages it was expensive temple worship, fire sacrifices, meditation, but our minds are not peaceful enough to meditate. As soon as I start, so the chanting is, it's a vibration. Immediately everyone's attention went to the clap because it's a loud vibration. So by hearing the vibration of the Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The transcendental vibration takes away the coverings of illusion and fear. And in fact, it says in our scriptures that Krishna's name is feared by fear personified. So if I turn to the light, then I'll be in the light where there's no anxiety and no fear. And the only way to really accept it and know it is to try it. Okay. What do you do, by the way? If I may ask.
In my real world life, I'm an executive assistant
Two?
to hotel.
Oh, okay. That takes a lot of good intelligence and sense of responsibility for that. So what to speak then, Elena, of, like that's a lot of management, it's 2 hotels. But imagine all the planets, what's happening all over. That's also managed by an executive. Executive what? Assistant. Assistants, he has assistants and he is assisted. But then he has also assistants like demigods that make it rain, that make the sun shine. No questions yet? What's your name?
Pranav.
Hmm?
Pranav.
Bernal.
V. Pranav.
Ranav.
Pranav.
Pranav. Oh, like Pranava Omkar.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yes. Yeah,
So my question is like,
close.
how do you overcome stress and something
Overcome what?
stress?
Stress.
And if we are chasing something, there's a lot of fear. Like you said, I understood everything, but it's very stressful sometimes. And
Are you a student?
yes,
Yeah,
I'm a
I
student.
figured.
I'm a student pilot.
Huh?
I'm a student pilot.
Student pilot.
Yeah, we all
Oh.
3.
Oh, all 3.
Yeah,
Girl pilots, wow.
yeah.
Beautiful young girl pilots. Okay, so especially being a
And especially in studies, how do we
yeah,
excel?
they give
Like,
so much, and then they give so much homework, and then they give so many tests, and we're always in anxiety about, will I pass this test?
yes.
So stress is a product of the mind. So when the mind, let's picture this. You have a chariot with 5 horses, and then you have the reins of the horse, and then you have the driver who's pulling on the reins, and then you have the passenger. And these horses are way out of control, and they're just wild. They could easily go off a cliff. And what are these 5 horses? One is the sense of sight, one is the sense of sound, or let's say the ear, the eyes, the nose, the skin, sense of touch, Shri Radha Raman Bihari Ji Ki Jai. And what else is there? The ears, eyes, nose, tongue, sense of speech. And they're running wild. And the mind is lost in following them. So the mind has so much stress that I can't handle it because my sense of touch, my sense of sight, my sense of hearing. What did my sense of hearing just hear? You have a test tomorrow. I'm sorry I didn't give you more leeway time, but you have a test tomorrow. And if you don't pass this test tomorrow, then you're kicked out of the school. So that's a lot of stress from what I heard, from what I saw. I saw other people leaving the school because they didn't pass. And then like that. So when the mind is pulled by the senses, that's a cause of stress. And if the mind is free from being pulled by the senses, and the mind is pulled because what's the intelligence? The intelligence is the driver. The reins is the mind. That's the abode of stress, right? The mind. If the mind was peaceful, it wouldn't have stress. So the reins are the mind. The driver is the intelligence. The mind is supposed to follow the intelligence. Actually, there's nothing to worry about because A, B, C, D. But what's happening is with the wild horses is that the intelligence is being pulled by the mind, the reins. And then the driver is the soul. And the soul is completely lost. The soul is, what's happening here? We forgot. The soul is the passenger. And we feel completely lost. We don't know who we are. We don't know where we're from. We don't know where we're supposed to go, what we're supposed to do, why I was created. You people, you're lucky that you were born in India because that the culture is still somewhat there, although it's covered. But you can understand that there are Vedas, which are the source of knowledge. Who am I? Where am I from? Where do I have to go? What's the goal of life? And when I can situate myself in that, my intelligence in that, because the intelligence is the next door neighbor of the soul. If my intelligence becomes situated in spiritual reality, then it can have the strength to pull the mind. And the mind will have the intelligence to control the senses. So there are ways to control the senses and ways to become free from stress. And it so happens that it's the same way. By chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, the mind becomes peaceful because I connect with the supreme reservoir of all peace. And the mind, following the intelligence, can distinguish between what's worth being in anxiety about and what's not worth it. Does that make sense? So intelligence discriminates what to do and what not to do. And the mind is, I accept it, I reject it, I accept it, I reject it. And I'm just in a spin, following my senses. So by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, I'm immediately linked up with the Supreme Spirit, the Supreme Love, the Supreme Mercy, the Supreme Intelligence. I know this is going to sound funny, but my instructing spiritual master, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, he had a young disciple who was a student. And the student said, Gurudev, I'm in so much anxiety, I have this test, I don't know what to do. So Srila Gurudev said, don't worry, I'm going to help you. I'm going to dictate and you just write. So then that disciple, the next day, he saw that Gurudev was sitting under the desk, just like magically. And he just spoke, and the boy wrote. Actually, many of our scriptures are actually written by the Lord who is dictating to the devotee, who's just writing. So then the next day he came back, Gurudev, I can't believe it, I was one of the best in the class for my test. Because he was connected with something higher. He wasn't depending on his own mind that's full of accepting and rejecting, and but what about that, what about that? He's fixed. So chanting the Hare Krishna mantra controls the tongue and the ear, and thus the mind. It locks it. And then, mantras, because you're from India. Mantras have, like there is snake bite mantras. If a person is poisoned by a snake bite, you go to the Vaidya who says a mantra and then you get cured. There's even a mantra for controlling snakes, the snake charmer. So this is called the Maha Mantra, or the great chanting for deliverance, and it includes all the other mantras. And then we eat only foods that are offered to Krishna. Krishna said, anyone who does that, I relieve him from the reaction to all misdeeds from the past. And also, to counteract the anxiety reading of flying, and then what to speak of the anxiety of flying itself, when you're not sure of yourself, and you just do one wrong thing, and that's the end of you and a few hundred others. You know, and really, like about a month or two ago, it was in India. You must have read about that in the news. You look like you heard about it. So there was a pilot, and he was way up in the air, and his controls stopped working. He was doing good, but his controls stopped working. And so he just went down and crashed. And there was, like, I think about 215 people who died. And there was a big fire and everything. But there was one thing that remained intact that they found on the ground. What was that? Bhagavad Gita. Right, yeah. I mean, there were, and one man was the survivor, and he's looking around, and he finds this Bhagavad Gita. So that's our savior in all circumstances. Arjun, who Krishna was speaking to, he was really bewildered. Because, you know, if you're in a civil war, and then it doesn't quite hit you until the war's about to start, it's going, there's my grandfather, there's my cousins. If I win, how am I going to enjoy my kingdom if the people that I would love to enjoy it with are arrayed on this battlefield? I'd rather just be killed by them. So then Krishna had to speak to him about the nature of the soul and the body and all that. And how because I'm here, the Supreme Lord, because I'm here, everybody who dies on this battlefield, he will attain the heavenly planets. He won't be subject to degradation. It's a great book. We have the Bhagavad Gita here, if you want to get it. Anything else from you, or I think Madhu Mangal had a question.
I'm sorry, it was more a comment on the LLMs, the large language modeling systems that he was wanting to learn from. They're just aggregates of all the polluted consciousness out there, and they're regurgitating it en masse. And if I go to the bar down the street, I saw there's about 100 people there drinking.
You know what? Nobody can hear you. Because I'm not going to be able to repeat all of that. So, go ahead.
So, check. Hello? Okay. So, if everyone down there, everyone has their truth to say, but they all have 1% of the truth. If I
You mean
add
in the bars and
Yeah,
stuff?
in the bars. So, if I add up all 101% of those truth, it doesn't give me 100% of the truth. It gives me 1% plus 1%, which doesn't equal 100%. That's like the LLMs, the large languaging modeling systems. They're just taking all the wrong information and regurgitating it as AI. But TI, Transcendental Intelligence, is far superior to artificial intelligence. And so be careful what you read and hear. It's just a newspaper magnified, basically. And so there's still...
And it's all gossip.
It's all
the
gossip,
news.
yeah, so-
We don't even know if those stories are true, like Trump did this, and then he got yelled at for that. We don't know if it's true or not.
So it was more a comment just to be careful what you
Yeah,
read and
very
hear.
good.
But you can also infuse AI with TI by saying, hey, give me the Srila Prabhupada or Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj's perspective on this.
Yeah. You could ask that. Tell me what I can find in Prabhupada's Veda-based folio on this. Then it'll give you all kinds of quotes.
I had a question, but did
Yeah.
I guess have questions?
Any guests have questions? Yes, what's your name? Aditi, nice. She's a good lady, Aditi. Mother of the demigods.
Am I audible? It's fine. I just wanted to ask.
Louder?
I just wanted to ask about, like, my question is very similar to what he said.
Sure.
As you said that we have to find peace within ourselves, but I want to ask, before finding it, how do we stop the overthinking that we constantly do, and we always try and chase to find peace outside us rather than whereas we are entangled more of it. So how do we actually calm ourselves a bit? We find the peace within and stop the overthinking.
You're absolutely right. You said the more we try to find peace externally we just find more anxieties. And that you can compare with quicksand or a tar baby. It just gets more and more entangling, whatever you do to get out of it. If I'm silent and I try to, okay, I need to be peaceful even though this stress is going on, this fear is going on, this anxiety is going on, it won't happen because I'm not giving my mind a positive alternative. Just saying, no, 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 I want peace, peace, peace. But unless there's a positive alternative, then nothing can change. That's why the chanting, the transcendental sound vibration of the Hare Krishna mantra automatically controls the mind and brings the mind under the control of the self and under the control of the Supreme Self, like protection. Like there's this little boy, and he's walking with his father, and a big dog comes, woof, woof. And what is the boy thinking as he's holding the hand of his father? I'm with my father. No one can touch me. So then you feel protected. And then how do I know that I'll feel protected? If I'm reading books of the self-realized soul, they give all kinds of evidence from sages, saints, spiritual scholars, how Krishna is God, what his qualities are, how he's qualified to protect me, how he's my best friend. Everyone is looking for someone who appreciates how nice I am and who appreciates the volume of my suffering. And that is one person. That's the Supreme Lord, because he's situated in our hearts. And he's been traveling with us. You know, you've heard of Paramatma or Super Soul. So he's been traveling with us since the beginning of time, from one body to another. Like, can you show the two birds in the tree from the old Gita? So let's say there's two birds in the tree. One bird is voraciously trying to eat the fruits of the tree. Sometimes they're bitter, sometimes they're sweet, sometimes they're intermediate. I think the old one has the very old original Gita. Doesn't have all the pictures, but has a lot. So there's two birds. So one bird is, and you can imagine, because I did that painting, because that example is given in the Gita. So you can imagine this guy trying to kidnap a girl and then trying to, exploit her. And she's screaming for help. So that's like a crazy life. And then the other bird is very beautiful and peaceful, and that is Krishna, appearing as the super soul within the heart of everyone. And he's just waiting. When is my friend, the friendly birds, when is my friend going to turn to me so that he can be happy? All we need to do is turn to our protector, and then the protection is there. We don't need to protect ourselves. We can't protect ourselves. But if we turn to the Supreme Protector, who's our best friend, he can do everything. And I can start believing him more and more by hearing discourses from those who have the experience, discourses about his glories and how he's worth our taking shelter of, and then especially in the books. Like the bottom shelf, the top shelf, they're all translations of the ancient Vedic wisdom, and we have about 70 more smaller volumes in the boutique, which we're inviting you to avail yourself right after the chanting. Some of them, yeah. Me and my godbrothers. Huh? That one was a group effort. Oh, that one my godbrother did. All right, so Now what's been happening here is that the devotee brought in the bhoga, the unoffered food, and was making an offering with different ancient mantras, prayers, and heart of the food, so that what everybody's going to be getting for lunch today is called prasadam. Prasadam means, prasadam means mercy. So just by eating this food that Lord Krishna ate, the remnants of that, so we feel spiritual strength. And when I first joined Srila Prabhupada back in 1966, I remember he said, even an atheist will be able to tell the difference between the same thing offered and the same, like a chapati, you know what a chapati is, offered and unoffered. So you'll be getting that in a bit. So it may seem too easy because it's the easiest process, and it's also hard because it's hard for us to surrender to such easiness. Know what I mean? No, I have to keep trying to figure things out for myself. Okay. Another thing about AI, it has a lot of great things, but I forgot who I asked. Maybe it was Ask Gemini, and so they gave me an answer, and then I said, so this. I was telling some devotees, so this proves this, and then the devotees jointly said back to me, oh, they just tell you what you want to hear. They know what you want to hear. Okay. Yes. Yeah, what's your name?
Agam.
Agam.
Yeah. I actually wanted to ask, how do I know whether the decisions that I'm making are right or wrong for me? What really is the definition of good or bad, or right or wrong? How do I know that for myself?
All right, that's a good question. Everybody's asking good questions. So how do I know if I'm making the right decision? How do I know if what I've decided is good for me or bad for me? Well, that could be answered in a few ways. One is to taste it. Taste it later. As I said, there's three things that we go through: hankering for something, then if we get it, we got to lament that we wanted it, or we're afraid that we're going to lose it if we like it. Then we lose it. So one is to taste it, then you know. I don't know why I ever chose that guy. It's been the worst years of my life. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So how do I know? I can either know by experience, or I can know by hearing. Like if somebody who knows, if you take that route, you're going to be sorry. And if that person's an authority, and I know that person knows, then I can peacefully and safely choose that road. Does that make sense? But if I'm leaving it up to my mind, which is sankalpa vikalpa, accepting, rejecting, then I'll always be confused and doubtful of myself, of my life. Does that answer it? So the scriptures are authority. Advanced devotees are authority. Like maybe the devotees can't tell you whether flying is the right vocation for you, but many things about your life they can tell you. Yes, so I guess that's it for now. Let's chant. All right, so you all know the words, and you can stand, you can dance, you can clap. You can ask a devotee for an instrument if you know how to play anything, like the little cymbals or gongs. All right, let's start. Who's going to be leading today? Oh, Ankit, you want to lead? You led nice Hare Krishna before. Hmm? What? Who? This one there? All right. You ready? Yeah. So now we'll be singing the Hare Krishna mantra. And it's like when you stand and clap in front of a tree that's full of birds, then the birds fly away. So we have so many things that we're sorry we did in the past, and then the reactions to that fly away when we chant. Okay. Harmonium. And Ankit is playing Mridanga, I guess. Unless you want to switch. Oh, he'll play Mridanga. He is, yeah. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Bolo Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Radhe. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo, Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo, Haribo, Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev, Dev, Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya. Nitai Gauda Haribo, 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 Nitai Gauda Haribo, Nitai Gauda Haribo. Nitai Gauda, Nitai Gauda Haribo, 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 Nitai Gauda Haribo, Nitai Gauda Haribo, 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 Nitai Gauda, Nitai Gauda Premanande, Hari Hari Haribo. Alrighty. Thank you everybody for participating in chanting and for coming. Now we're going to take lunch prasadam and honor this blessed food, like what was mentioned. I believe, are we taking inside? Or? So we'll be taking food outside, and then plates will be served to them.
Yeah, and we'll serve out outside. Just take a seat and we'll serve you. If we could get 2 to 3 people to help with serving, that would be great.
Great. And those who are first coming, and for those who always come, as you know, we have a beautiful museum gift store and shop full of all transcendental books and artwork. So before you leave, please pick up some things for yourself and
And
for
who will
others.
be there to help them?
Me.
Okay.
Because then you can carry everything that you're hearing with you.
Good. Also, usually our temple president makes this announcement, but she's at another festival today distributing all the mercy. So if anybody would like to make like a special personal offering to the deities, and then the food will be made and offered to Krishna and distributed to everyone. And we also have free food programs for the homeless. You can bring basmati rice, whole milk, ahimsa, yogurt, mung dal, whole chickpeas, whole wheat flour, chapati atta, ghee, butter, coconut oil, maple syrup, jaggery, nuts, dried fruits, hing, flowers like roses, carnations, marigold, and so on. Supplies like paper plates, paper cups, disposable spoons, and so on. So if anybody would like to have that personal exchange with the deities, then you're more than welcome to bring them some gifts. And one last announcement is that if anybody would like to have a home program with your student friends, with your family, with your work associates, if you want to have a program at your home, just tell, I guess, Gadagraja, the one who just made the announcement, and then we could arrange that. And you don't have to do anything except invite your friends and let us know how many you expect, and we'll work out a nice date for you. So we'll be waiting to hear from you on that. And that's Gadagraja, who's just made the announcement and who's probably in the boutique. All right, Gaur Premanandi. Well, one last thing. I want to...
Next week, that run where there's
Huh?
a batch.
What is that?
That's the fun. Yeah, the run, which is next Sunday, the 16th.
What is it?
Bhakti, come on, I don't know what the details are.
All right, and also from the 15th to the 20th is Miami, the yearly Miami Giving Day.
Yes.
And if anybody would like to give a donation so that we can continue the charitable work here, then especially if you give on that between the 15th and the 20th, then the city also matches some portion of that. It is online, but I don't know where. Basanti and Haridas know all the details.
There's a link on the WhatsApp newsletter. So if you go to that, you'll be able to click on that and see all the information about that and how you could donate and how you could get involved.
Okay, so thank you, everybody. Your participation was marvelous. So let's go now and take prasadam outside, and they'll serve you there. Hare Krishna.
Shamarani Deity Ki.